What's going on, guys? This is Hayden with Apps and Asphalt. For episode 13, we're going to change it up a little bit. We did I was asked to speak at the Rocky Mountain Asphalt Conference and Equipment Show this past week, and we recorded the speech for you guys. I'm going to go over how we can raise the standard in construction and in the paving industry as a whole by using products like Spot On Site, etc. But you guys don't want to miss this. Check this out. This is episode 13 of the Apps and Asphalt podcast. Thanks. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming by and hanging out. I know it's late on the last day, and you guys are probably ready for the bars to open anyways. So thanks for stopping by. My name's Hayden Cortez. I am the co-founder of a company called Spot On Site. What we do is we help contractors, property managers, anybody who deals with exterior maintenance and management. We help you guys document these issues efficiently. If you're a contractor, we help you guys measure your parking lots and help streamline your estimating and sales process along with project management. Before that, a little bit about me. Most of you guys probably don't care, but I've been in the industry for a whopping 5 years, not very long. I ran the sales team for National Pavement Partners for the past 2, and through these past couple of years, I found my passion for the paving industry, but more importantly, the construction industry. So what I'm going to go over today is, yes, we do have some things we need to work on, and I can show you how to improve your processes as far as estimating sales. But more importantly, I think as a whole in the construction space, we need to work on raising the standard. That all started, I've heard of, we all hear about the poor connotations in construction. Some of the things and ideals that people think of as contractors or anybody in construction. You hear all like the talk and the naysay, and it's all over the news. Guys are getting ripped off, contractors are doing poor work. So I want to help turn the page for that. Where this passion really came in was 2 or 3 years ago. We were doing work inside of an HOA. It was a nice HOA in Highlands Ranch. And I got a call from my superintendent. He said, he was breathing all hard, said, "Hayden, one of our guys just got ran over and the lady just took off." And fortunately, he was okay. He got clipped on the leg. But I realized in that moment that the lack of respect that was in the construction industry was true. So what I want to do is come and change that. And again, what I talked about is my new passion is raising the standard for people in the construction space. So power of being outside coming into the construction space, I believe, is the power of a fresh perspective. So I actually got my degree in exercise science, and here I am talking at an asphalt conference. So it's kind of crazy where life takes you. Here's a couple things that I noticed right off the bat about construction. First and foremost, the lack of respect for us individuals who are in the industry. Number 2, we're seen as dirty, we're seen as dumb. It's not a sexy industry. You don't see women flocking over asphalt guys. They're going for the doctors, the financial people. So not a sexy industry. Another thing too is being part of groups, meeting other contractors and business owners in this space is everyone seems overworked, stressed out, or burnt out. It's a combination of the 3. It's a very taxing industry. Another one is, I always joke, we're part-time contractors, full-time firefighters. Construction is never smooth. We're always putting out problems. It's not if it will happen, it's a when. So we're problem solving all day. As far as asphalt industry, it's very logistically challenging. All your ducks got to be in a row, starting from the asphalt plants, producing the asphalt, working properly, down to your subcontracted truck drivers showing up to the job sites on time, showing up to the plants early so they don't get stuck in line, delivering it back to the job sites properly in an efficient time, not sitting at 7-Eleven for an hour just to rack up the time. Some of these issues we've all dealt with. Then you go down to on the actual job site, we have your crews. They have to get it prepped. You got to get the areas tacked. They have to get it cleaned. You have to make sure your equipment's working. So a whole bunch of logistics, and it's a domino effect. If the top domino falls, it falls down the rest of the line, puts contractors behind. They lose money, customers would get pissed off. So it's very logistically challenging. Another thing I noticed is the amount of freaking paper that is in this business. So National Pavement Partners, I've considered us a heavy technology forward company. And when I first got there, we literally had boxes, and we still have boxes that we're trying to get rid of paper receipts, tickets, work orders, even print our proposals. There is so much paper that people are going to lose their paper trail, and it's super easy. Even on the last ticket load of the day, our project managers, we have to make sure we have the last ticket. Otherwise, we don't have any room to stand against when it comes to final invoicing from our asphalt suppliers. Lastly was the lack of technology. I've read a couple studies. We're 10 to 15 years behind here in the construction space. Doug and Alex did a great job of showing some great softwares that they use for pavement analysis. For the most part, though, the whole industry is antiquated. Everybody is behind on technology and using it to their advantage. We spend tons of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars getting loans on a 120i working mill, a P385 Weiler paver, but we won't spend a couple $100 a month, $50 a month on simple pieces of technology that can help streamline your processes. So that's where I want to come in and help change this. I call the construction industry, it has a black eye. The asphalt paving industry has two. Again, some of these words that I've mentioned earlier, people perceive construction and contractors as lazy, dumb, poor communicators, unreliable, price gouging, thinking that it's so cheap to run a construction business, unprofessional, and old school, which kind of goes the antiquated term that I used earlier. College versus trade. So you guys are probably wondering, what the heck? I don't even care about college. What does this have to do with me? Here's why I bring this up. Is because if you take a look around the room, I'm honestly probably the youngest guy here. I see some other younger folks over there. Hey guys, welcome. I bring this up because this industry, construction in general, is a dying industry when it comes to the next generation. Millennials, Gen X, whether you like them, whether you don't, they are going to be replacing you guys, maintaining your guys' roads, maintaining the places and facilities you guys attend here in the next couple of years. And if we don't change the perception of contractor or people going into construction, we want to talk about workforce and labor issues that we had these past couple of years. It's only going to intensify. So what we want to do, and we started a podcast because we want to make it younger, and we're trying to do everything for the younger generation to come up and realize, hey, construction is actually awesome. There's great jobs, great people inside of it. You can make great money. This is a study that was done by the Federal Reserve. It says the average college debt right now in the U.S. is $30,000. I think that's kind of low. But that's what they said. Some other studies, a 4-year in-state college tuition for 4 years, this is tuition only, not books, not housing, not what it costs to live, is $42,000. Out of state is $107,000. I'll be honest, I went to college myself, and clearly I'm not using my degree. I was on the 2.7 GPA and the Thursday through Sunday beer drinking team. That's about all I did for college. Other than that, none of that stuff has applied to my life at all. But these kids are coming out of school, like myself, broke, in serious debt, have a career that they don't even know they really want to be in, and they shoot themselves in the foot by buying a car, or then they think they got to get married and then they got to buy a house. So these kids are shooting themselves in the foot coming out of college. So we want to push trade school more and more. Even here, asphalt, you don't necessarily have to go to a trade school, right? It's not not a specialty trade like HVAC, nothing like that. But you can still jump in early and get real world experience. So a 2-year trade school, average tuition is about 11 grand, and that's only for that's 2 years combined. So it's a fraction of the cost, half the time, and you get real life job experience, which I can tell you from college, I have not used a single thing that I was taught in the real life. It's in the real world. It's a bunch of BS, in my opinion. We'll save that for another talk. All right. So we deal with contractors, with contractors all over the country, spot on site. We have close to 100 different companies using us. We're in like 26 different states, so we're all over the place. We've only been out for a year, but what I like doing is I like actually talking to our contracting customers and finding out what their actual problems are. It's not labor, it's stuff more deep besides that. Here's some things I found. Let's see if I can use this laser pointer. Finding and retaining good customers. If you guys are like us, our demand is through the roof. We don't have a problem with getting leads coming in. I mean, it's a need-based industry, and we don't have a problem getting leads in, but we have a problem with finding good customers to work with. And that all starts with the poor relationships that have been built. Managing finances. Paving in Colorado. You can only do work for a certain period of time. It's seasonal. The off season, let's say you don't do snow removal, you're losing tons of money during the off season. So managing finances, do I take a loan out to help float me through the off season, or do I use that loan money to purchase a couple new skid loaders that I need, or to help replace some parts that I need to get fixed? So managing finances for contractors has been a hard thing to deal with and to learn. Complying with regulations, tons of regulations. We only do really the maintenance side of it, but even then, like CDOT has a whole bunch of regulations you guys got to look into, you got to keep up with. The SDS sheets, even like ADA compliance, it doesn't change too often, but you still got to keep up with it. Stuff to keep your guys' business going, you need to stay on top of. I said this earlier, part-time contractor, full-time firefighter. So there's so many issues that come up. It's not an if, it's a when. Another thing I'm seeing is these guys have poor estimating processes. They take the market rates, they do their research, somehow get a hold of their competitors' bids, do the market research, and just bid price per square foot, price per square yard. And that's how they easily get these bids out so fast. What they're doing is they're shooting themselves in the foot because they don't know the actual cost of what it costs to do their business. They don't know how much as business owners they want to make, all the way down to how much it costs for your skid loader to run per hour. None of this is costed out, so they're just guessing. It's a cloudy, I think Zach said it one time. He said, when you do your job costs, you find out your job costs, it's like wiping the fog off of a mirror, which I totally agree. Another one is poor proposal presentation. Our customers, being primarily property managers, if we do work for municipalities, whoever your customers are as contractors need to know not just the cost, they need to know your scope of work. They need to see visually where repairs are in a parking lot, on a street, inside of an HOA. Very few contractors, I'd call them the top 5%, actually provide the customers with something more than just a price. Last but not least is owner-operators. I feel bad for these guys. Everyone's got to start there, but owner-operators are spread so thin. They go and jump on the paver, then they go and estimate jobs, they go and put together the proposals, they go and do the accounting, the HR. They're pretty much the one-size-fits-all for the entire business. These guys are spread so thin that they're lacking, their stuff slipping through the cracks for them. So we want to help solve that. All right. How many of you guys in here are contractors? Just to raise a hand. A couple. Just a couple. All right. So this will apply primarily to you guys, but it applies for construction in general, because part of raising the standards, we need to assess ourselves. I created kind of a 10-point score sheet, and this is stuff that you guys can just think about, whether you're a municipality, whether you're contractors, of how you guys look to your customers, or if you're municipalities, how does the public present you guys when you guys are out there doing work? Number one, are your trucks and equipment clean? Number two, are your crews wearing matching PPE? Number three, what does your on-site presentation look like? One of the biggest things that drives me nuts is when you're spread too thin on cones and guys are taking cones left and right. You got a tall candlestick cone, a short 1-footer, then you got a 3-footer with caution tape around it. It drives me insane. So how does your on-site presentation look? It's already messy, but how can you clean it up? Company branding. Do you guys have your logos on your vests? Do you guys have logos on t-shirts? Do you guys have polos for your sales guys? Do your equipment have your brand on it? Next, for contractors, again, is the estimating process and speed. What does it look like? How long does it take you from the time a lead comes in to when you go out and create your first estimate and you send it off to your customer? Next is proposal presentation. What do your proposals look like? Again, is it just numbers, dollar amounts, general descriptions of what you're going to do, or do you provide them with an all-in-one tool so they know what the heck you guys are going to do? From there is the turnaround speed. I kind of mentioned that earlier, the speed of the estimating process. 8, customer communication before, during, and after. Contractors or customers get so frustrated because the good, the bad, and the ugly happens on the job sites. Contractors run from the problems instead of embracing it and approaching it and bringing it up to their customers. Do they know what's going on during the whole process? Number 9, documentation for changes or change orders. Are you guys protected? Are you guys taking pictures? Are you guys getting your quantities? How is that process for you guys? Number 10, this is something that we've tried to really enhance, and I got my camera guy back there, David, is the state of your online presence. As a contractor, I can't express how important this is. Believe me, social media sucks. I hate being on it, but it helps for our business. And if you are on social media, how are you using it? Are you posting a picture of your brand new skid loader, your paver, which your customers do not care about? Or are you posting how you guys, as vendors, for them, how you guys bring a different value, how you guys are going to communicate all the way through, how you're going to provide the HOA with hand flyers so they know where to move their cars the day before? Also, your website. Website, don't overlook the power of it. You can miss so much opportunity from having a clean website with an easy filled out form to request an estimate or proposal. So I know I've been kind of doom and gloom. I'm sorry, guys. I promise it'll get better, happier. What we want to do is we want to turn around the perception. First and foremost, we need to gain respect back in the construction industry. Gain respect back from your customers. Number 2, brand your company with PPE, brand your polos, brand your shirts. If you guys don't have it, it's pennies on the dollar compared to how much of a presentation improvement it's going to make for you guys. Keep your job sites clean as possible. Asphalt is dirty. Our trucks get trashed. Our guys get dirty with asphalt seal coat and all that. Your equipment's trashed. Cone off these areas properly. It's not what the black streets look like at the end of the day. It's not how dark your seal coat is. It's how did you guys maintain the issues together, or maintain the construction site, kept it together while allowing their businesses to still operate, while allowing their HOA to still have flow of traffic. Next is provide your customers with transparency. That's self-explanatory. Inform customers of the problems before they find out. That goes with the transparency I was talking about earlier. Turn your proposals around with speed and efficiency. Think about you as a consumer. When you guys want to buy whatever it is, a new car, a simple program, something from Amazon, think about the speed and the inconvenience of not having the speed. When your customers request a proposal, they want it back right away. They want it back instantly. I know that's not always possible. You still have to go check out the job site, but the quicker you guys can shorten that gap, the better it's going to help you guys out as contractors. Last but not least, this is the most simple way to make more money. Answer your damn phone. We've had, from all the leads that get called in, I should have had my pitch counter to start tracking this. How many customers or prospects have said, oh, thank God, you're the first person that has picked up my phone or has called me back. They're like, I don't even care at this point anymore. I just want to get a bid and get this work done. You win work by answering your phone. If you miss a call from somebody, call them back whenever you can. Super simple stuff. So what we did was, our paving company, we provided all of our sales guys with iPads. So we used Google Maps, and our guys had a program. They would just drop locations. Then they'd flip over on their iPads and take pictures of every location. They'd flip over to the notes section and take pictures or write the measurements and the descriptions of the areas. And what they did was, when we went back to the office to put together our estimate, our proposal, we would create a Word document. And the Word document included everything we created: the site map, the pictures, the photos, the measurements, all that. And when we did that, our sales went through the freaking roof because it was one step extra. It was an extra value add that we provided to them that nobody else was doing. So we called it a pavement assessment, pavement analysis. So with that, we created, long-term budget plans to help get the recurring business from our customers, because we don't want to just do a job 1 year. We want to come back in year 3 and seal coat their property, and then year 6, seal coat it again and patch in between. So we created these budget assessments, and that was great, but we realized, okay, sales went through the roof. When sales goes through the roof, your production lacks if you're not set up properly. So that's what we had. We had a huge gap, and where that gap was the handoff from sales to production. Just that finite, or that small gap right in between. And we had tons of money lost in go back. So we're like, okay, we need to make a streamlined program. I call it the college kid special. I call it the shampoo, the conditioner, and the body wash. Combine it all in one product that allows you to measure and mark locations using satellite imagery, take photos and or videos of every location, and create reports that you can send instantly to your customers. That's why we built Spot On Site. So I'm going to switch over to my laptop here. We'll see if this plays. All right, so this is going to be a quick 3-minute video. This is a screen record of what Spot On Site actually does. I'm here on an industrial property, and you guys can see how we use it. You're going to see the app. You're going to see me using it in real time. There we go. I got my area that we need to do. Next, I'm going to activate my camera and take a photo of this. So for you guys who can't hear in the back, I'm about to deduct the square footage of islands, quote unquote. This is a Connex box, but we're going to use this as an island example, because it's a pain in the butt using Google Earth to outline things when you have to deduct this stuff. So this is where you label and describe what the issue is. In municipality, guys, you guys can use this as well to document any issues, whether it's a sprinkler that's shooting water 50 feet up in the air, whether it's a trip hazard on a sidewalk in the middle of a park, you can use it. These repair categories are completely customizable to your business, your industry, whatever company you run. Rate it based on severity, kind of like the condition rating. Ours isn't as robust, but it's a 1 to 5 rating system. And then the pictures. The pictures speak 1,000 words. Pretty alligator. Okay, you guys get the point. Let's go back to present here. Oh. So we came up with that, an all-in-one tool that you can use for yourselves, for your team, that gives you all these. It's all done mobily. iPad, iPhone, Android's coming out here in the next couple of weeks. So instead of having to go and wasting time and using your hand wheel, which you can still use your hand wheel, you can do everything pretty much from your mobile device, which is going to streamline any of your measuring or documenting. Time-stamped and dated photos. Photos are so important. We had one of our estimators went and did a spot on site assessment at this HOA. This was last year. And sent it to the HOA. They decided to do all the areas besides one area, which is right by the dumpster pad. What happened was an old guy went out there, went to throw away his trash, tripped, fell, and died. Pretty instantly. He had a severe, I think he cracked a couple ribs, had some internal bleeding, but died. So they actually had to use spot on site in court during the litigation process for it, but thank God there's time-stamped and dated because we as contractors were protected. We notified the HOA, hey, this is outstanding liability, this needs to get addressed, and they decided to hold off. So then it's no longer on us, it's on them. This is so important. And then generating the reports. The reports come in interactive format and PDF format, and they can be filtered by rating and description. So we have a dashboard as well. This is actually inside of one of our estimators' inspections. Looks like it's up in Fort Collins. So when you send this is one of the reports that's created instantly. You don't got to go back on the computer and do this. This is what the recipient gets to see, and this is inside of your dashboard again. So you can zoom in or you can expand the map. This map is interactive. You can zoom in and out of it if you want to get really fancy. You take a Google Street View guy and you can see everything from Street View. You can look over, obviously you see some cracking. Now we go back out of here. It has what's called a project summary. So it sums up all of your measurements based off the category that you guys have entered in on your device or as calculated from a satellite view. Then we provide the transparency here on an issue-by-issue basis. So number 2, the guy didn't freaking use his rating system, which we'll get on him about. But if he would rate it based on severity. Here's his repair condition. He wants to do infrared patching right here. He's got 3 infrared patches. Here's his on-site photos. Added by Mike at 8:15 a.m. with still some snow. And then his comments as well, describing what this issue is. Very easily, you can turn these into a PDF format. Just click on Export as PDF. Here's your PDF. Has your site map, has all your photos. You can punch your company or municipality logo on there. Comments that correspond to it, and then your project summary as well at the very end. So very simple, but it's a tool that helps you guys streamline your communication from start all the way to finish. What we added was what's called team sharing. So we noticed, okay, yeah, it was great for our guys our estimators to create these scopes, but what happens when we do the handoff? We had a lot of issues with that. So we created team sharing. So essentially you can share projects created by one guy, send them to the on-site foreman as their work orders or their site maps. The on-site foreman can then take their camera or take their iPad and update real-time photos as the job is progressing. Same thing with change orders. Change orders are a pain because you send text messages, pictures and you got to transfer those over from your text message all the way to your notes, and it's a mess. So it keeps all the documentation of these projects under one area in one report. So obviously we're a tool that can help you guys out, but in general, in construction, the industry, we need to use programs like what Arapahoe County is using. We need to use programs like Spot on Site to help improve your processes. So you can use a CRM for your sales, electronic time clocking, estimating programs. Technology is not here to scare you away, or its intention is not to scare you away. It's to help keep you guys more efficient, helps improve production, helps improve communication and collaboration, increases the precision and accuracy, increases profitability as contractors, but most importantly, this is my favorite, because I like working, but I don't like working that much. Get your time back. Get your time back to spend with your family, your friends, your loved ones, stuff that's most important. So our goal at Spot on Site, we want to get the respect back for the construction industry. So number one goal. Number two is we want to help 1,000 small to mid-sized contractors double their revenue, double their profits, and decrease the inefficiencies that so many contractors deal with. I know we don't have a ton of contractors, but a big thing is we need to eliminate the scarcity mindset. Everything we walk or drive on needs to get fixed. So there's so much work for us. So by eliminating the scarcity mindset and using tools and helping other contractors that you know, other owners that are outdated that could help them out, let's spread the word around to help improve the processes, because what this all does at the end by embracing the technology, dialing your details, is it raises the industry standard, which is the most important goal for us. We want to help raise the standard in the construction space, get it back. So that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much. This is my contact information here. You guys can scan the QR code if you guys are interested in trying it out. We have a request a demo form. You can scan it. You can call me, shoot me an email. We can hop on a demo. Like I said, we built this very versatile, so you as a municipality, you as contractors, we even sell this to property managers as well. Anybody can use this kind of tool to help document anything exterior and get repairs done quicker. So thank you guys. We'll see you guys at the Coors Light Bar downstairs.